We're on our way to a base for a meeting. We are headed towards the Stratus Air Base. There it is up ahead. Yep, Air Base Stratus. Looks like we gotta go through a checkpoint. And they are expecting us. Looks like we turn here. Gotta wait for the gate. Another patrol. This guy ain't fooling around. Pretty secure place. Another checkpoint ahead. Watch the rabbit. And looks like we turn here. Here for the meeting. I guess we can go in. So it looks like we're gonna have to. Looks like we're gonna go through this door here. Damn. Looks like they've been busy. Busy? Hey, how you doing? Must be one of these rooms in here, I think. Probably in this room. Yep, here it is. Hey, I'm here for the meeting. Alright, so today we're going to go over the gates. I'm going to show you guys how to animate some gates, and let's turn on the flashlight so we can see better. You have your normal gate. This is a normal gate that you can get from the props. So what you do is you place the gate down that you want. You edit the gate. You give it a variable name. So like I gave it here, I gave a variable name of gate 1. It doesn't have to be gate 1. It could be whatever you want. Something simple is best, but that's all you need to do. Name your gate, and then what you're going to do is you're going to place a trigger. So here I have a trigger. It covers this area, and I'm going to edit the trigger. Now in the trigger, in the activation box, I have any player, present, and then repeatable. So you could have the activation set to whatever you want. You could have it a specific faction, civilian, you know, etc. And then you could have it present. You definitely want to have it repeatable so that you can go in and out of through the gate. Now as for how this works, the condition will be this. This is default. I didn't add that. Then you have two codes. So I'm going to put these on the screen so you can see them better. So here is gate 1, which is the name of the gate that you place. It could be whatever name you want. And then you're going to put animate, A-N-I-M-A-T, and then left square bracket, and then quote, door with a capital D, and then underscore, 1, underscore, and then ROT, as in rotation, and then end quote, and then comma, and then 1, and then right square bracket. On deactivation, it's the same code, name of the gate, animate, door 1, rotate, except now the 1 that you see here is going to be 0. And what that means is the 1 means to open or on, and 0 means to close or off. And that's it. There's a couple ways to set up the trigger. You can have it expanded like this so that when the player enters the trigger here, there's kind of like a timer. It acts like a timer where the gate will open once he gets so far into the trigger. And then when he gets so far out of the trigger, then the gate will close because he's still in the trigger by the time he gets to here. Now, another way to do this is you can edit the trigger and you could set timer values. So if you set a timer value of, like, say 5 seconds, you put 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there, and you did that, you could shrink the trigger to be smaller so that it's about that big. And then when you enter the trigger, the gate will open. And when you leave the trigger, once you're out of the trigger, then the gate will close within 5 seconds after leaving the trigger. So that's one way to do it. Now here we have another gate. All you do is, again, name the gate, and then with the trigger in the on activation box, I did the same thing. So here I have gate 2, I did the animate, door 1, except this one is move. So here you have move, and here you have rotate. ROT for rotate, and this one for move. So then you're going to have 1 for the open or close, and then you're going to have gate 2 animate, door 1 move, and then 0 for the close. And that's all you need to do for that. Here's the same gate. Again, for new gates, you just name the gate. This is gate 3, and then we have another one over here, and this one is gate 6. And for this trigger, which is, you could tell is big, I have this set for gate 6 animate, and then rot 1 for the on, and rot 0 for the off. Now for the fence, which is over here, you come up to the fence, and same with this is gate 4, and I have a smaller trigger in this one because it's kind of a smaller area. So edit the trigger, and it's the same thing. Gate 4 animate, door 1, ROT for rotate, etc. Now if you wanted to use different gates, you go to props here, and in the search box you could type in gate, and it'll come up with a bunch of different types of gates. So like this top one here, back alley wire fence, which is already being used. And then you have that net fence gate, which is this. We could see how this works. We'll put this down. We'll give it a name. We'll name it net. That'll be simple. And then we'll do a trigger. We'll just copy an existing trigger. Copy this one. And paste the trigger. We'll keep the trigger the same size. And then we'll edit trigger. And before the animate, we'll put net, because that's the gate. That's the gate's name. And that should do it. So you have trigger any player present, and let's place a player. Let's place an unarmed rifleman and make him the player. And let's test this. So as soon as I enter the trigger, Ah, the gate opens that way, okay. So only one side is going to open with this. I'm not sure why both sides don't open, but I mean, unless you got a vehicle, then you would open both sides, but that's basically how it would work. Back to the gate. So just remember, all you need to do is place bar gate or whatever type of gate that you want. You set your trigger up to any player present. You can leave the condition as it is. If the gate slides, kind of the rule of thumb, if the gate rotates, basically goes up and down, then you use ROT. But if it slides like left to right, then you use move, MOV. And that's how that works. And just remember that you have a 1 and you have a 0. One more way to do this is if you wanted to use 2 triggers, which to me this is not really efficient, but we're going to copy this and then remove it. And what you could do is you could actually just recopy the trigger and place the same trigger here and then edit that trigger. And in the new trigger, you basically just change this to 0. And when you go through that trigger, the gate will still open because you got one trigger that opens the gate and one trigger that deactivates the gate or basically closes it. I think that it's more efficient to have that on activation and on deactivation, and then less triggers and other stuff that you need to make that work. Alright guys, hope you like that. I hope you find this useful. It adds some more immersion to your missions. For more codes and scripts, take a look at this playlist.